everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Cassie and today I'm just going to be doing my manga collection. I'm not going to be going in depth with any of these series today, so if you want to see my thoughts about them or anything else about them, you can comment down below and I can tell you, or I can make a video about it. But yeah, so let's just get started. First up we have a complete series here. Got High School Debut, Omnibuses 1 to 5 or volumes 1 to 15. Really love this series, so great. Next up we have My Love Story, volume 1 to 13, complete. I have not finished reading this manga yet. I've only read the first couple of volumes, so I can't wait to finally get into that one. It is from the same mangaka as High School Debut, which is one of my all-time favourites, so I'm sure that I'm going to love it. Next up we have Honey So Sweet, which I do have actually a review on, and if you've seen that review you know that I don't think much of this manga. I like it, but I feel it really missed the mark on some things. Next up, another completed series. Got Kami-sama Kiss volumes 1 to 25 and then the extra limited edition 25 as well. So I would say that this is definitely one of my favourite series. I think it's kind of tied for first with High School Debut. And the reason why I have two volume 25s is because I like the cover of the normal 25 better, but I needed the extra chapter in the limited edition one. So yeah, let's move on. Next I have volumes 1 to 5 of Happy Marriage and then volume 7 as well. I only bought volume 7 because it was super cheap, but I do plan on finishing this series this year. It's such a beautiful josei. It is a little sexual though, so if that bothers you, I'd skip it. Except I just got two random volumes from Yen Press. Got Magical Girl Raising Project, which is honestly probably the least favourite manga in my whole collection. I don't know if I'm going to continue with the series. And then I also have Angels of Death, which is a manga based off a video game, which I actually thought was pretty good. I will be keeping up with the series when it comes out. I believe next month I'll be buying more. Then we just have sort of my jumbled up random volume section. So I've got Sweet Rain volume 2, Kimi ni Todoke volumes 10 to 12, Lovecom volume 1, 3, 4, 5, 12 and 13, which I really love Lovecom. All of these series are quite high on my priority list of filling out the gaps this year, but obviously some of Lovecom is out of print right now, so that will be annoying to find. Next up we have Denkiki Daisy volumes 1 to 14, I'm missing volume 15, and then we've got 16, which is the final volume. So this series is almost complete. I bought it in a set and they were just missing volume 15, so I have to complete that. But I haven't actually started reading the series yet, so once I start reading the series then I'll get around to it. And sorry if I sound out of breath or anything, I am actually really sick at the moment. I have been sick for weeks and it's just getting worse. But yeah, let's just move on. Next up I have one of my favourites completed series. Actually, pretty much all of my favourite series, let's be honest. I only buy my favourite manga pretty much. And that is Dawn of the Arcana, volumes 1 to 13. Such a great fantasy shoujo story. I find it quite unique in the ways that you don't see the ending coming, in my opinion. Like, I never would have guessed that. Like, holy shit. But yeah. Next up, one of my favourite ongoing series, Yona of the Dawn, which is actually extremely similar to Dawn of the Arcana, which is why I actually have them next to each other. I'm sure you've all heard and read Yona of the Dawn. It is one of the most popular series out at the moment. It's definitely worth the praise that it gets. Okay, next up we have Everyone's Getting Married, which is another josei title. It's pretty good. I don't think it's as good as Happy Marriage, but I've only read the first 3 volumes where I have read all of Happy Marriage, so. And then we have one that is completed but not completed in my collection, Maid Sama. So I've got volumes 1 to 10 in the omnibus forms. There is 4 more volumes out for me to collect, and I really want to collect them sometime soon. They've just been really expensive on Book Depository where I buy manga at the moment. So I'm just waiting for the price to come down, and then I'll finally be able to complete my collection. And then next to that, last on the shelf, we have the Water Dragon's Bride 1 to 3, which is not up to date. There is the 4th volume's out now, and I can't wait to get it, and I'm going to actually start reading the series. I read the scans a little bit online and really loved it, but I really want to read my actual physical volumes now. On to the next shelf, we've got Blackbirds volume 1 to 18 complete, which I bought the box set for. I have read up to volume 9, so exactly half of this series, and it is starting to get a little boring. I have stopped reading it for now, but I do plan on coming back to it, and I'm hoping that it just gets better. For a shoujo, it focuses a lot on the smutty aspect, and I wish it didn't. I think that this whole series would be like 12 volumes long if they just took out all the kissing. Yeah. Next up, another sort of fantasy series, The Demon Prince of Momochi House. I've got volumes 1 to 5. I bought this series because I thought it would be very similar to Kami-sama Kiss, which it is, but I don't like it nearly as much. So I was a little bit disappointed in that series. I think volume 1 was like a 3-star read for me, then volume 2 was 4, and then volume 3 was 3, and then it sort of started going 4, 4. So hopefully the series will just keep getting better and not get good and worse again. And then we just start my tiny Shoujo Shounen Jump collection. So I've got the first volume of Naruto Chibi Sasuke Sharingan Legend, which is just a comedy manga based on the Naruto world. It's pretty cute, pretty funny, but it's no Broccoli and his ninja powers in my opinion. So I've just got the first 2 volumes of Boruto, which is all that is out at the moment. Sorry, the camera's getting real shaky. I don't own Naruto, but I do really want it. It's just so expensive to collect. Next up is a release that's fairly new to my collection, The Promised Neverland. I think everyone and their mother has heard about this series by now. It is really good. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing a first impressions on it, but it's really hard because there's so much that you can't give away with this series. You just have to go into it blind, in my opinion, so it would be a little bit spoilery. Okay, so next up we've got Seraph of the End volume 1 to 3, which is nowhere near up to date. I really need to catch up with the series. I watched the anime recently and thought it was subpar, but I really like a lot of the characters, and so I decided to start the manga series after reading some scans online from when the anime finished, and thinking it actually got better, and the manga online was quite good. But there is definitely something missing with this series. I think the creator needs to look into that. There's just something wrong with it. Next up, another series I'm nowhere near up to date with, Noragami 1 to volume 3. I've only just started collecting this one, just like Seraph of the End, and I think there's 18 volumes out, and it's just gone off hiatus, so it's going to start, volumes are starting releasing again, so I really need to catch up with this one soon. It's one of my top priorities for 2018. Then back into Shoujo. So I've got My Little Monster volumes 1 and 2, which is actually the first manga that I ever read, so I want to collect all the volumes of that one. I'm just doing it very, 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 very slowly. Then I just have the first volume of Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card. The second volume comes out at the end of this month. Yeah, it's been pretty good so far. Next we have Waiting for Spring volume 1 to 3. The 4th volume is out, so that isn't up to date. I really enjoyed this shoujo, but it's nothing special. Next up we have a shonen disguised as a shoujo, in my opinion. Other than Yona the Dawn, this is my other favourite ongoing series. Can't wait for the 10th volume next month. I have heard a lot of people say that the 10th volume is the final volume, which is incorrect, which I'm so glad that it's incorrect because I love the series so much. The full coma it's based on ended at 10 volumes, but this one is going to keep going. Then we have a series that a lot of people seem to hate. First Love Monster volumes 1 to 8. I quite enjoy this series as long as you don't think too hard about it, other than it gets kind of gross because he's like 10 years old and she's 15. But yeah. Next up we have one of my only BL manga, which is Love Stage. I really loved this. I thought it was adorable. It is a little bit too sexual for me, but I can sort of get past that. You can just sort of skip over those pages. Then we've got Dreaming Sun, volumes 1 to 4. This one's not up to date either. The 5th volume's just come out, and this one is from the creator of Orange. And I think a lot of people grabbed this one because it is from the creator of Orange. But if that's your reason for getting it, please don't. It's nothing like Orange. Orange is quite hard-hitting and heartfelt and deep, where I don't think this one hits the same notes. I think it is more just a fluffy shoujo. Well, at least it is so far. They are starting to get it a little bit deeper as it gets on, but still, I'd miss it. And next, there is Jackass, which is a standalone volume, which I really enjoyed. Again, it is quite sexual, so if that bothers you, I would skip that over that one. On to the next shelf. So we've got My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness, which is a standalone volume. I quite enjoyed it, but I don't know if I'll be picking up her next one when it comes out. I don't really care for serious manga as much. I prefer sort of like the fun stuff. Next we have the most annoying series in my collection to look at, which is Cardcaptor Sakura. Obviously I have different editions and I will be replacing them, the middle two, because I got them second hand and they said they were in great condition, but both spines on them are actually cracked, which annoys the crap out of me. And then we have the most recent series that I completed, Fruits Basket volume 1 to 12 in the collector's omnibus editions. I've only read halfway through volume 3 of this, but I really love it. I think it's really great and I really wanted to collect all of them. They're so beautiful, but they were so expensive to collect. My wallet was hurting after buying the volumes 7 to 12 in one go. Yeah. No wonder I have to go on a little bit of a manga no buy. Next up, I've got Barakuman. So Barakuman volume 1. I really loved this manga. I really loved the anime for it. So I wish the anime would get a second season, but it doesn't look like it will probably. So I'm going to just continue on with the manga. Next is a fairly new series, Kiss Me at the Stroke of Midnight. So Kiss Me at the Stroke of Midnight, again, it's just a fluffy shoujo. I swear that half of what I have at the moment is just fluffy shoujo. I do plan on extending my collection, so the most recent purchases were Seraph of the End, Noragami, sort of more serious, and I tend to want to get more seinen as well. I just haven't got around to it yet. So next up, Princess Jellyfish, which is actually a josei, not a shoujo, so that's great. This is not up to date. Volume 1 to 6, volume 7 is out now. I am going to wait till the last volume releases in June or July, I can't remember when it is, and get all the rest of them then. Next up we have a series that a lot of people don't seem to like. It's Aho Girl, A Clueless Girl, volume 1 to 4, which is all that is out at the moment. I think it's hilarious. I just found out that it recently completed with 12 volumes and got really, really sad. I hope that it stayed good right up until the end though. So next up we've got one of my favourite new series, Kigurumi Guardians, volume 1 and 2. Volume 3 is out and volume 4 is almost out too, so I'm really starting to get behind on this series, and it is one of my favourite new series that I have started. The one thing that I would say that bothers me about this series is that the main girl is 14 and the guy who seems to like her is 24. Like, I'm sorry, that age gap is ridiculous. She's 14, like, fuck off, dude. You don't get any of that. No. And they even take a shower together at one point. Yeah. Next up, a little bit more of a better series when it comes to same age love and Lies. I read the first volume of this last night actually and really enjoyed it, so I'm glad that I had bought volumes 2 and 3 already. I think volume 4 is out next month. Everything's coming out every other month and it's getting really hard to keep up, especially when I'm like, my manga budget's going way down. And then we have Wake Up Sleeping Beauty volume 1, which is all that is out at the moment. I really enjoyed this, so I will be continuing on with the series. And then we've got Children of the Whales volume 1, which is everywhere at the moment. Everyone and their mother has heard about this series. I can't wait for Netflix to release it. I haven't read this yet. I started to read it yesterday and I just wasn't in the mood. I It seemed a little bit too serious for me at that moment. And then we've got volumes 1 to 3 of Tokyo Ghoul, which is one of the series like Seraph of the Eden Origami, which I have bought recently. I really want to finish this series so I can move on to Tokyo Ghoul Re. I really loved the anime, so I really wanted to sort of finish the story because I know it sort of diverges from the manga, and I really think it's usually better when they stick to the manga. And then we just got some short manga because it couldn't fit on the upper shelf, and so I had some room here. So I've got The Ancient Magus Bride Volume 1, which I didn't think much of. I prefer the anime. I don't know if I'm going to continue with this series. And then next to it, a little bit of change, one of my all-time favourite series, that even though it's only got 2 volumes, I love it so much. I wrote about it all the time. Love it. Then we're just going to go down one shelf, and we're at the end of my manga collection. Just down there I've got a bunch of books on my TBR. And so, yeah, let's just do this last little bit. So we've got One Piece, the omnibus forms 1 to 12, or the first 4. These aren't actually mine, these are my brother's. I don't know if I'm going to continue with this series. I really did enjoy volumes 1 to 3, but I kind of want to watch the anime. Let me know, should I read the manga or should I watch the anime? Next up we've got Arakawa Under the Bridge, volume 1. It's the omnibus version, I think there's 2 volumes in there. So yeah, I haven't read that one either. I haven't read most of these ones down here. And then we've got some out of print series. So we've got Gacha Gacha volumes 1 to 5. And so this series is a little bit weird. I will consider this series complete, in my opinion. So from volume 1 to 5, it was one storyline. And then from volumes, I think 6 to 10 or 15 or something like that, they brought in a whole new cast of characters, had nothing to do with the first one. I don't even think it was in the same school. And then they called it like season 2 of Gacha Gacha. I think it should have just been a whole new manga. I think they should have called it something different. But yeah, I have no plans on getting that. I hear it's not as good as the first 5. So yeah. And then got another series that is going out of print. You can still buy all of the volumes that I have here. This is the one that is not complete. I've got volumes 8 and 9 to collect, and those ones are out of print. So it's Guru Guru Ponchan. Haven't read it yet, can't tell you. It seems like a fun series. And lastly, I got Nichijou, My Ordinary Life volume. I enjoyed this volume, but I didn't think it was anything special, which I know I'm in the minority for that one. So yeah, that is my manga collection. Just a little word afterwards. I do like to obviously organise my manga by publisher a lot. If you could see that, I do sort of chop and change around sometimes, but I always do it by size first. So size to me is very important. I don't like it when they chop and change. I think it's not as aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So I will always keep my big ones with my big ones, and then right at the end they'll go down to like the smaller one. I won't just put the smaller one straight in the middle. I also like to keep my more completed series to the top or to the left side of my shelf. So with these ones you can see I've got my completed volumes to the left, and then all the ones that need to be are still ongoing, they come over to the right, because I like to add so I don't have to chop and change my shelves completely every single time that I get something new, which is why that my top shelf is basically all completed, so I don't have to move everything around. So yeah, that's my manga collection. That's going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed. If you're still here, I've got my links down the bottom for like my, what is it called, Instagram and shit like that, if you want to follow me over there. If not, I don't really give a crap. That sounds so rude. I love my Instagram followers, but if you don't want to follow me, that's fine. Okay, bye.